Hi, welcome. I hope you're all doing good. It's Sunday here. I was doing a few things, and I was thinking about a cool video that we can assemble a nice lab, so I can record and upload it to the asterisk section. So I came out with this idea of bringing up a sip trunk between two asterisk servers. It's actually something that's pretty easy to do. However, as everything asterisk, you may have found a hard time getting all the information required. There's a lot of resources out there, but really you don't have like this centralized place where you can go and have straightforward access to the information you're looking. So today we're going to be working with two Asterisk servers. They're going to be running on top of VMware. So I'm going to be using a couple of virtual machines on workstation to do that. And we're going to have two SIP phones racer to each different Asterisk servers and being able to call across the SIP trunk uh, between the two Asterisk servers. So we're going to need to do some configuration for dialplan and SIP on both Asterisk servers, so it's gonna hopefully not take too long. I'm gonna try to speed up the process. So you can see I have a bunch of virtual machines here. I have my Ubuntu servers and my OpenSIPs, but today we're just gonna be working with my two Asterisk sandboxes here. So let me go ahead and bring a couple of terminals here first. Okay, I'm gonna have let me see if I can do this. I want to have both servers side by side so we can see what's going on. Okay, so let me see if I can reach the virtual machines. Been sometimes installed, so let me see if I remember the IPs correctly. Well, that one apparently not. That one looks like. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna need to go ahead and rescue one of the servers. Asterisks. I don't know which one is which. So that's gonna be fun. Okay, let's see what we have in here. Okay, this one is named Asterisk. I guess this one will as well. 211. Okay, this one. What is this one? Oh, 211 as well. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. I'm sorry for the delay, guys. Give me just a minute so I can arrange this. Not working. Nightmare. Just go in. Change the IP. What? Oh, I see what's going on. This gateway is obviously out of the network. 10. Okay, alright, so we're good. Okay. See if I can log in. Okay, so we're inside both Asterisk servers. Actually, well, you're gonna need to remember which one is which. So we're gonna have first one on my left and the other one on my right. Okay, so let me put my sudo cape on it. We're gonna be touching files inside the etc asterisk directory. Okay, so there's two important files that we're gonna be working with today, which are the sip.conf and the extensions.conf. The sip.conf for the SIP configuration, the extension for the dialplan. I'm gonna remove the files that I have right now. because I may have some all configuration in here. So I don't want anything else messing with my lab today. Okay. Okay. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna go into the sip.conf file. Nope. Sip.conf. Okay. And I'm gonna define a peer. The global section is important, but you can as well skip it. So always within square bracket, you're gonna define your peers. So in this case, I'm gonna define asterisk 2 is gonna be a peer for asterisk 1. And here I'm gonna find a peer for asterisk 1 server. Okay. First off, I'm gonna give it a type friend. The difference between friend and peer is with peer you can only send calls, but you'll not accept any call coming from your friend. With a peer you will not accept calls from it. With a friend you will accept calls in both directions. Okay. Now about this host part, most of the time you use a dynamic sort of configuration. You define host as dynamic. That's only when the other party is expected to register, so you can record the IP address. Most of the time a server will not register with you because the IP address will not change. It's always going to be the same. So when you're raising out a zip trunk, what you actually do is you hardcode the IP address of the party. So in this case, it's gonna be the other guy's IP address, which is 211. And in this case, the host is gonna be 210, which is the IP address of this other guy. Okay, to make sure we're not confused, let me put up the picture. This one is gonna be 210, and this one is gonna be 211. So on asterisk number 2, I need to tell it the IP address of the asterisk server 1, and for asterisk 1, I need to tell it the IP address of server 2, because he will be expected traffic coming from this other server. So just need to kind of swap the informations there. Then I'm gonna find the context. This context is used for incoming calls. What this does is basically finds when you receive a SIP invite from this peer, what is the context they're allowed to reach. You can have different contexts, so you, in case you need to do a macro or transformation, or you can just put it in the same context. I'm gonna create an internal context where everything is gonna be placed, so just gonna give it access to the internal context. And then the other thing we can do is we can do an unsecure invite, so we're not gonna challenge the trunk invite request from it. So it's just gonna be based on IP authentication. We're gonna accept messages coming from this IP address, and that's it. Normally when you use a host dynamic, you don't want to include an insecure invite or an insecure vary or insecure anything, because otherwise just make a huge security hole there that anyone can come in and then just screw you. Okay, and I'm gonna do an allow of all, so all codecs that I know of are gonna be allowed across this trunk. If you wanna just use like G729, what you can do is allowed G729 and then disallow all, something like that. But in this case, I'm gonna allow all codecs because we're in a very small environment. Okay. Well, that's still not everything. We need to create the profiles for the IP phones. We don't have that. So let me create extension 1000. Okay. Friend. Host. Dynamic. that'll be enough. Now I'm gonna create extension 2000 in here. Oh, oh. Okay, that's it. Okay, now I'm gonna create the extensions. I'm gonna create a dial plan on both sides. Nope. Okay, so I told it that I wanted the internal context, right? So I need to define the internal context on both as well within square brackets. Okay, and first I'm gonna create my internal dial plan. So I'm gonna do this very simple. I'm gonna find an extension, which is gonna be extension 1000. It's gonna be the priority one. I'm gonna do a dial on the SIP channel for user 1000. The hangup is not required either, but okay, so there will be sort of the local dial plan for the site. You receive a call for extension 1000, you're going to try to dial the SIP device eventually. Okay, now what happens, for example, if I call anything within the 2000 range? Now this underscore is just to specify that these X are actually wildcards, because in SIP you can have names, so this X could be actually a valid letter. You have someone called 2xxx as their username, so with this underscore you specified, well, I'm gonna use wildcards, and the X is just any number from 0 through 9, so it's not that different. Okay, so I'm gonna dial here, and this is where the trick comes in. I'm gonna invoke the extend variable. This extend variable is the extension that I dial. So for example, if I dial 2000, there will be 2000. If I dial 2500, it's going to be 2500. Because what this allows me is just to use one line for all the entire range. Otherwise, I'll need to create 1000 manual entries for every single extension. So by using the wildcard, then I can just define one generic pattern for all of it. But it needs to be like this. I need to specify it within the SIP channel. I want to dial extension. I want to dial user, whatever extension I dialed, over asterisk 2. Did I define it as asterisk 2? I'm not too sure. I may need to come here and check this. This is the peer or the friend that you define within your sip.conf. Okay. So this part is sort of optional, doing the hangup, but well, we just do it. Okay. Oh. Nope. It is not answering. Okay. I put on the dial plan here. So in here it will be the other way around. What happens if I dial extension 1000? It goes to the extension at asterisk 1. Oh, and just the hangup. Yeah, I think I copy and paste something extra. So this should not be here, and this should not be here. Okay, looks good. Let me save it. Okay. Let's see what we have in SIP. Oh, we have asterisk 2 here. Asterisk 2, sip.conf. I have asterisk 1, Asterisk 1. Okay. So looks very good. Okay, so I'm gonna reconnect to the asterisk. This -R is just to reconnect, because for example, you specified asterisk, you can see asterisk is already running. So you use the asterisk -R for you to reconnect to the existing running asterisk server. Enable to remote to the asterisk. Well, this asterisk may not be running. Yep, it was not running. You need to be sudo so you can remotely end the asterisk. Oh, and this exclamation mark is for you to send a command into the bash. So for example, from here you can do an ls or any other Linux command. So you can just do a clear to have a better view of the screen. Okay, so let's do a sip reload to reload the sip configuration, and a dialplan reload to reload the dialplan. To do this in both. Okay. Let's do a sip show users to see how is the if our user got created as we expected. Yeah, you can see we have a 1000 user and asterisk 2. Oh, one thing very important that I just realized. Notice this. If I do a sip show users, the secret is empty, so there's no password, so that the user will not be able to get registered. So let me go ahead and here type secret and put the password clear text. Never do this. Never use simple passwords, because you're definitely going to be, or at least in a production environment, you're definitely going to be hacked, and someone's going to need to pay a lot of money for that. Okay, so I changed in both. Gonna do a sip reload in both. Go to configuration, error found, allow equals allow. Yeah, that's not okay. Allow all. Yeah, allow equals allow. There's no codec called allow, so let me just specify all. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Users. Okay, you can see the secret now. Okay. Let's see if I can get raised in my subphones here. Okay, so I have my friendly Ekiga. I'm gonna go to my accounts and remove this account. I'm gonna add a SIP account. I'm gonna name it just 1000. The registrar is gonna be 10. User 1000. Authentication user 1000. Password 1000. If you haven't checked on the registered video for Asterisk, I strongly recommend you to do so. It's very cool video. Okay, let me see if I can pull up my Blink. So I'm gonna have my two zip phones here. I'm gonna have my Ekiga and my Blink. I'm gonna go to my accounts, manage account. I don't care about Bonjour service really. I'm gonna create a free SIP account. 2000, 2000, 2000, 2000. An existing account is actually 2000 at 192.168.1.2.11. That's how you tell what is the server that it should register to. It's very simple to configure server. Okay, so we should have both servers registered by now. Let's do some checkup here. Okay, let me make this a little bigger. Okay, so if I do something like a sip show peer sip show peers, you can see that you have an IP address in here. You have the IP address of where the phone is registered and the host of the other side. If this was empty, then your user will not be registered. You can as well do like a sip show peer 1000 and get all the information about that peer. So you can see the secret is set. Voicemail extension really it's not configured so far. What is the NAT protocol is not using. Does it support 38? No, we don't know. All the codecs. Since I specify all, he can use any of these codecs. N39 just pass through, it's not so through. You need to put some things in there for that. The user agent, the contact address, what is the IP address where he's registered, and the address IP here as well. You can see it. Okay, so that's taken care of. Okay, it's gonna be the same on the other side, so I'm not gonna show you the other one. Okay, so by now we should be able to call. If I didn't miss anything or did anything wrong, which is very likely, but let's be blink. Here's blink. Okay, so let me call extension 2000 and see what happens. User is not available. Okay, so that didn't work. No such host 1000. Unable to create channel set causes unknown. What about this direction? 1000. Okay. Okay, so Ekiga. Okay, I had to drop the call because otherwise you'll get this very weird echo going on between. So I can call in one direction only. I can call in the direction from the blink to the Ekiga. So only from server number 2 going out to server 1. But when I try to call here, oh, what extension did I try to call? Try to call extension 2000, right? Yeah, 2000 is Ekiga. It's blink. Able to create. Let me do a dialplan show. See what we're having here. 1000. Oh, of course. Look, my mistake. You have extension 2000, and you're trying to dial on the SIP channel extension 1000. This does not exist in this side of the server. This needs to be 2000 because that's the SIP friend peer that you define on the sip.conf. Notice that what you define is 2000, so he's looking through this file and say, is this 1000? No, I don't think so. Is it 1000? No. Well, I'm done. I don't have any 1000 user, so that was my mistake. Okay, so we should be able to call on this direction now. Section 2000. Oh, I need to do a zip reload first to apply the configuration changes. Okay, do it again. What the? Why am I still calling 1000? Huh. Funny. I have 2000. I have 2000. Right. Oh, okay. I know. I don't need a sip reload, I need a dialplan reload. I need to reload the dialplan, that's it. Now when I do a dialplan show, you can see right now I'm calling 2000. Okay. So this time should work. Except okay, so I can call in both directions now. Now one thing that is interesting here, at least I found very interesting, is how the audio path is established. The audio path is not established directly between the endpoints. It actually happens through the Asterisk servers, unless we do some more configuration to let the Asterisk server re-invite these peers to connect directly to each other. But that's something we're gonna see in a later on video. I don't want to take this too long. I think we already have like 30 minutes going, so I'm gonna stop it here. And I hope you like the video. It's very easy to set up a zip trunk. I'm gonna be bringing up a zip trunk with call manager later on, a little more Sisu kind of video, so I can post it out on support community and some other places. So just stay tuned. I'm gonna be doing some more cool stuff. Ciao.